It is time that we start to have a conversation about Victor Wembanyama. Now, as we all know, he is one of the best talents and overall athletic specimens that we have ever seen in the game of basketball, and may I argue, in all of sports. This guy was a number 1 overall pick, one of the most hyped up prospects ever, and his rookie season, he went out there and delivered. Last year was on pace to have a historic offensive and defensive season. This year looks like he finally is going to take that step to become what could be the most valuable player in the NBA. Let's take a look at his first game of the season and how this Spurs team could go out there and challenge for, dare I say, an NBA championship. Now, as we know, Victor Wembanyama was going to be good, right? I think almost everyone expected him to be a all-star level talent, at 7'5", being able to shoot the three the way he has. I don't think anyone's surprised that he's going to be good. But I think there's still some people that are surprised at how great he has performed so far. And yes, it's only been one game. But if this is the version of Wembanyama that we are going to get for the rest of the season and the rest of his career, which I don't think it is, because I think he's going to improve even more. I mean, we're talking about a 21-year-old kid right now who just dropped 40 points, went 1 for 2 from 3, and had 15 rebounds and 3 blocks. A guy that almost averaged 4 blocks last season before he got hurt. A guy that is not even close to being to his prime state. I mean, most of the time we see the prime of NBA players and athletes kind of that in between, right before they get to 30 age, kind of that 26, 27 to maybe 31 or 32. This kid has maybe 10 years almost until he gets to his prime level and is only getting better at basketball, which is scary to think about. I mean, he shot 71% from the field last night, and he did this all in only 30 minutes. 40 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks in 30 minutes. That's just crazy. And this team is only going to continue to get better the more that they play with each other, right? I mean, this Spurs team, which obviously dealt with a lot of injuries last year, also had the Rookie of the Year. They have a lot of different guys on this team that are going to continue to develop together, and this team is also young, but also has the option to trade away some of their older assets. A guy that they just acquired in De'Aaron Fox is also potentially on the move, an older asset at 27 years old, mind you. A all-star level guard in De'Aaron Fox is one of the older players on this roster. That's how crazy this is. Yes, Harrison Barnes, obviously starting at the 4, is a lot older than that, but still, I mean, he's 33. The rest of this roster, guys like Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, obviously you have Wembanyama, you have Dylan Harper, who they just drafted, right? This team is going to be a contender in the West, in my opinion, this year, and they just got another guy with the 2nd overall pick who's only 19 years old. This guard rotation between Fox, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper is going to be immaculate, and I think this team really is going to have a good chance on contending this year because of all these guys together, but they also have their superstar level guy. They also have a guy in Devin Vassell who's still only 25, who put up 13 points per game, or put up 13 points in this first game of the season and continued to look pretty solid. Yes, he didn't shoot the 3 very well, but he's a guy that can get them buckets as well. They have enough guards that I think this team could easily go out there and contend. I think their one area that they might need to improve on is that kind of that stretch 3-4 area. Devin Vassell starting at your 3, he's 6'5", a little undersized, but when you have a 7'4" center, obviously that makes it a lot more interesting. But with all these other teams building these larger lineups, like we saw with the Houston Rockets, putting out guys like Amen Thompson, putting Kevin Durant at guard, like that's just crazy to see. And the Spurs have so many guards. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to flip a guy like De'Aaron Fox. If they're really confident in Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper and they want to keep those 2 guys, trade De'Aaron Fox. Go out there and get a 3 or a 4. You can get some pretty good value for a guy like him. Or you could trade one of your younger assets too if you want to commit to keeping a guy like De'Aaron Fox. Or maybe you go out and, you trade a first round pick as well too, or a few first round picks if you're really confident in this core and think that you would rather have an all-star level guy, because I do think that's the one thing holding them back. Harrison Barnes at the 4 as a starting 4, and Jeremy Sohan backing him up. Devin Vassell and Julian Champagnie at the small forward position. There is still some room to improve in the forward area, but Victor Wembanyama obviously is going to be able to hold it down, whether that's underneath the basket or if this guy continues to shoot threes, then outside as well. But speaking about him, right? This was the shoe-in for Defensive Player of the Year last year before he got injured. And it seems like whatever he did in this offseason, wherever he trained up in the mountains and whatever he was doing, like he was talking about, he came back, and I think he has a vengeance. And if he is able to stay healthy this season and play a full season, I really don't see many players competing with him for the MVP. I mean, there's guys who are going to put up a lot of good stats, like Luka Doncic. Obviously, he had a great game to start the season. But there's no one that can score, rebound, block, play defense all together as well as we are going to see from Wembanyama. If he's going to be starting to shoot these pull-up threes like we saw in his rookie year, where some people were like, well, he's not making them now, but if he eventually gets there, then he's going to be dangerous. Thinking maybe, 5 or 10 years down the line, maybe once he slows down a little bit, he'll start to take more threes. No, he's now in his 3rd season, starting to continue to improve to make these shots as well, which is even crazier, right? I think that the continuation of him getting better and better almost every single game, it seems like now, and the rest of this roster as well, is really going to contribute to this team and Victor Wembanyama getting better and going out and competing for a championship. In my opinion, last year when they traded for De'Aaron Fox, if they keep De'Aaron Fox on the roster, this was a perfect pairing. De'Aaron Fox, a great playmaker, and he's going to be able to go out there and get some buckets, but also be able to pass the ball very, very well to Wembanyama. And I think the combination of all these guards together with Wembanyama, you just continue to feed him. And if he's doubled, pass it out to one of these guys that can shoot as well, right? De'Aaron Fox is a very athletic guard that can get to the rim as well if he doesn't need to shoot. So there's no worries about that. Last season, Stephon Castle averaging 28.6% from 3 throughout his career. Hasn't been great so far. Definitely a lot to make up from there. But Dylan Harper at 6'5" as well. They have athletic guards. They have a great young core. This Spurs team has a lot that they can work out of if they want to trade. And honestly, I think if there's any team that can compete this year against the Thunder, it is going to be the Spurs, led by Victor Wembanyama, who could be on his way to winning an MVP. Let me know down below what you guys think. Do you think I'm getting too ahead of myself, or do you think these Spurs could win a championship within the next few years? Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.